The text came 3 days before Christmas. Don't come this year. Your negative energy ruins it for everyone. I stared at my phone. My mother's words. Cold. Final. I'd been uninvited from Christmas. By the family living in the house I owned. Let me say that again. They kicked me out of a celebration happening in a home I paid for. A house with my name on the deed. My money on every mortgage payment for 5 years. But they didn't know I knew that power, literal power, was in my hands. How do you ruin Christmas when you're paying for the lights? I was about to find out. Because 24 hours later, I got another text. This one from my sister Rachel. This isn't your house anymore. Move on. And that's when I made the call. The one that would cut the power on Christmas night. Right in the middle of dinner. Before we get there, let me know. Where are you watching from and what time is it? Drop a comment. And if you've ever been the family scapegoat, hit that like button. You'll understand why I did what I did. I'd always been the problem child. Not because I caused problems. Because I refused to pretend everything was fine. Growing up, my parents had a favorite. Rachel, the golden child. Perfect grades, perfect manners, perfect smile. I was the one who asked questions, who pointed out the double standards, who didn't just go along, so I became the scapegoat. Every argument was my fault. Every tension at dinner was because I was too sensitive. Every holiday had some story about how I ruined it. I left home at 18 and didn't look back. I worked my way through college. Got into tech consulting, put in 80-hour weeks for years, climbed the ladder. By 32, I was making good money. Really good money, and that's when I got the call. My parents were about to lose the house. Medical bills. Bad investments. The foreclosure notice had arrived. Rachel couldn't help. She was between jobs. Again, so I stepped in. I bought the house. Outright. Put my name on the deed. Paid off the mortgage they couldn't cover. I told them they could live there, rent-free, as long as they needed. I thought it would finally prove I loved them. I thought it would change things. I was wrong. But I did one thing right. I kept every receipt, every bank statement, every email, every document. Because when you grow up being told you're the problem, you learn to keep proof. That proof was sitting in my safe deposit box. And I was about to need it. The call came on a Tuesday. My mom's voice was tight, rehearsed. We need to talk about Christmas. Okay, what time should I come over? Silence. Then, actually, we've decided it's better if you don't come this year. I felt my chest tighten. What? Why? You know why. Your energy. You make everything about you. It's exhausting. I couldn't speak. She kept going. Rachel is hosting this year. At the house. It'll be peaceful. Positive. Rachel, hosting, at my house. Mom, I haven't done anything. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Always the victim. We just need a break from the drama. She hung up. I sat there staring at the wall. 10 minutes later, my phone buzzed. The family group chat. The one I was still in. My brother. Honestly, this is for the best. You always make things tense. My aunt. Rachel will be a wonderful host. My cousin. Finally, a drama-free Christmas. I typed a reply. Deleted it. Typed again. Deleted again. Finally, I wrote, "Fine, enjoy your Christmas." I muted the chat. Then came the text from Rachel. This isn't your house anymore. Move on. I read it 3 times. My house, my name on the deed. My mortgage payments for 5 years. And they were telling me to move on. I didn't reply, not yet. Because I was done arguing. I was going to let the paperwork do the talking. For 3 days, I spiraled. Maybe they were right. Maybe I was the problem. I replayed every family dinner, every holiday, every argument, looking for proof that I was toxic. I found moments where I'd pushed back, where I'd called out unfairness, where I hadn't just smiled and nodded. Was that negativity? Or was it honesty? I didn't know anymore. I thought about just walking away, cutting ties, letting them have the house and the perfect Christmas and the story where I was the villain. It would be easier. I could disappear, start over, build a life where I didn't have to defend myself. I almost did it. Then my friend Jessica called. We'd worked together for years. She knew the whole story. So you're really not going? They uninvited me. From the house you own? I paused. Wait, you do still own that house, right? Yeah, my name's on the deed. And they're just kicking you out of your own property? Hearing her say it out loud snapped something into place. I have the deed. The mortgage statements. Everything. Then what are you waiting for? I didn't answer. Because I knew what she was really asking. Could I actually do this? Set a boundary this hard? They were still my family. But maybe that was the problem. I'd let them treat me this way because they were family, and they'd counted on that. I opened my laptop. Time to pull the files. I drove to the bank the next morning, pulled the deed from my safe deposit box. There it was. Black ink on white paper. Property deed. County recorder's stamp. Date of sale. And my name. Sole owner. I took a photo, then another. Zoomed in on my name. Then I opened my banking app. Mortgage account. Payment history. 60 payments. 5 years. Never missed one. Auto pay from my checking account. Every single month. Total paid to date? $287,000. Not a dollar from my parents. Not a dollar from Rachel. Just me. I pulled up my email. Searched for the purchase confirmation from 5 years ago. There it was. The message from my real estate attorney? Congratulations on your purchase. Deed recorded. You are now the sole owner. Sole owner. I wasn't a guest in that house. I wasn't a visitor who could be uninvited. I was the owner. I paid for every brick, every shingle, every light switch. And they'd forgotten that. Or maybe they'd just hoped I would. I screenshotted everything, organized it into a folder. Deed, mortgage history, bank statements, purchase documents, proof. But here's the thing. Owning the house was just the start. I didn't just own the walls. I controlled everything inside them. And that's what I checked next. Christmas week arrived, and my family went all in on social media. Rachel posted a photo in the living room. My living room. So excited to host Christmas at home this year. Can't wait to make new memories. 43 likes. A dozen comments. You're going to be an amazing host. So glad you're doing this, Rachel. Much better energy than last year. That one stung. My mom shared the post, added her own caption. Blessed to have such a thoughtful daughter. Our home has never felt more peaceful. Our home. My brother posted a selfie in the kitchen, helping us sis prep for the best Christmas yet. No drama, just love. I scrolled through the comments. Aunts, uncles, cousins, all chiming in. Some of them didn't even mention me. Some did. Is my name coming? My mom's reply, we're keeping it small and positive this year. I felt my hands shaking. Then my phone buzzed. A text from my dad. First time he'd reached out. Don't even think about showing up. We'll call the police if you try. The police. At my own house. Another text. Rachel again. Just so we're clear, this isn't your house anymore. Mom and Dad have lived here for 30 years. You bought it, but it's theirs. Accept it and move on. I stared at that message for a long time. She really believed it. They all did. They'd rewritten history, erased my ownership, decided the house belonged to them because they wanted it to. And they thought I'd just let it happen. They'd forgotten one thing. Paperwork doesn't care about feelings. And I had all of it. I logged into my utility accounts. All of them. Electric company, my name. Account holder since the purchase date. Auto pay active. Current balance 0. Gas company? Same thing, my name. My bank account. 5 years of payments. Water and sewer. My name, internet, my name. Trash collection, my name. Every single utility that kept that house running was in my name. Paid by my bank account, controlled by my login. They didn't even have access to the accounts. I pulled up the property tax portal. 5 years of payments, all from my account. County records showed my name as the taxpayer of record. Then I checked homeowner's insurance. Policyholder, my name. Insured property, the house. Primary insured, me. I took screenshots of everything, organized them into a second folder. Proof of ownership was one thing. But this? This was proof of control. I didn't just own the house on paper. I owned every switch, every outlet, every faucet, every light. They could post on social media all they wanted. They could tell the family it was their home. But the electric company didn't care about their story. The gas company didn't care about 30 years of memories. The county didn't care who felt entitled to the property. All of them answered to one name. Mine. And that's when I knew exactly what I had to do. One phone call, one boundary. That's all it would take. But first, I needed to understand why. Why now? Why this? I'd bought the house 5 years ago. They'd been fine with it. Grateful even. So what changed? I remembered something. A shared cloud account. Family photos and documents. I still had access. I logged in, searched for recent messages, and there it was. A text thread between Rachel and my mom, from 2 months ago. Rachel, you need to stop giving my name credit for the house. Just tell people it's yours. Mom, but they bought it. Rachel, so, you've lived there for 30 years. It's your house. They just helped with the payment. When you and Dad pass, I'll inherit it anyway. My name won't fight it. They never do. I read it again. She was planning to inherit. My house. The one I owned. I scrolled further. Another message. My mom to my aunt. Yes, we own the home. We've been so blessed. My dad, in an email to his brother. We're doing well. Paid off the house years ago. Paid off the house. I paid off the house. But they were taking credit, rewriting the story, not just to me, to everyone, because admitting I'd saved them was humiliating. Admitting they needed me ruined the image, so they erased me. And Rachel saw an opportunity. Play the golden child. Position herself as the heir. Push me out. It wasn't about my energy. It was about erasing my existence, so they could keep the house and the story. Now I knew exactly what to do. I made 3 calls. First, my real estate attorney. Hypothetically, if I own a house and someone's living there without a lease, what are my rights? She didn't hesitate. You're the sole owner. You can set terms, require a lease, or terminate occupancy with proper notice. And if the utilities are in your name, you control them. Legally. Can I suspend service temporarily? It's your account. You can do whatever you want with it. Just don't do anything retaliatory or unsafe. What if I just want to make a point? She paused, then laughed. That's between you and your conscience. Second call, the electric company. I need to temporarily suspend service on my account, just for a few hours. May I ask why? I'm the owner. The occupants aren't paying rent. I'd like to remind them of that fact. The rep was quiet. Then, I'll schedule it. What date and time? December 25th, 5:30 p.m. Done. Third call, a locksmith, just in case. I didn't want revenge. I didn't want to hurt them. I just wanted them to see the truth. One switch, one moment. One undeniable demonstration of who actually controlled that house. And then I'd offer terms, respect and boundaries, or find somewhere else to live. Christmas dinner started at 6. I had 30 minutes to make my point. I set the plan, and I waited. December 25th, 5:30 p.m. I was sitting in my car 2 blocks away when my phone buzzed. Confirmation text from the electric company. Service suspended on account ending in 7823. Done. 30 seconds later, my phone rang. My mom. Panicked. The power just went out. Everything's off. The oven, the lights, everything. The turkey's only half done. I could hear chaos in the background. Rachel shouting. My dad on the phone with the electric company. That's strange, I said. Calm, steady. Have you checked the breaker? Yes, it's not the breaker. The whole house is out. Can you help? Do you know an electrician? I'll come over and take a look. Thank you. Please hurry. She hung up. I smiled, drove the 2 blocks. Parked in the driveway, walked up to the front door and knocked. My dad opened it, confused. What are you doing here? Mom called, said the power's out. I'm here to help. Rachel appeared behind him. Her face went red. You're not welcome here. Funny, I said, because I own this house. I pulled out my phone, opened the deed photo. See, my name, sole owner, recorded 5 years ago. My dad stared. But we've lived here for 30 years, I know, and 5 years ago you were about to lose it. So I bought it, with my money, and I've paid the mortgage ever since. I swiped to the next screenshot. 60 payments, $287,000, all from my account. My mom's voice, small. We know you helped. I didn't help. I bought it. There's a difference. Rachel stepped forward. You can't just, I can, because I also pay every utility bill. Electric, gas, water, internet, all in my name, all on auto pay from my account. I swiped again. Want to know why the power's out? Because I turned it off. Silence. You uninvited me from Christmas. Told me my negative energy ruined everything. Told me this wasn't my house anymore. I looked at each of them. But it is my house. And you've been living here rent-free for 5 years while telling people you own it. My dad started to speak. I held up a hand. I have one offer. You apologize. You respect me. And we set up a lease with fair terms, or you find somewhere else to live. Rachel's voice, shaking. You can't do this. I already did. I opened the electric company app. Pressed restore service. 30 seconds later, the lights flickered back on. The room went silent. My mom's face was pale. We didn't know you felt. You didn't ask. I turned to leave. I'll email lease terms tomorrow. You have 48 hours to decide. I walked out, got in my car, and drove home. They turned the power back on themselves an hour later, finished cooking the turkey in silence, had the most awkward Christmas dinner in family history. But I wasn't there to see it. I spent Christmas night at a friend's house. Ate takeout, watched movies, laughed for the first time in weeks. 2 days later, I sent the lease agreement, fair market rent for the area, $800 a month, 60-day termination clause on either side. Mutual respect clause. Yes, I put that in writing. My dad signed it the next day. My mom signed an hour later. Rachel didn't speak to me for 6 months. Some of the extended family stopped talking to me too. Called me cruel. Said I humiliated my parents. I didn't argue. I just said, they uninvited me from Christmas in a house I own. I reminded them of that fact. Some people got it, some didn't. I made peace with that. 3 people did apologize. My brother, one of my aunts, a cousin. They said they didn't know the real story, that they were sorry for piling on. I accepted. Rachel never apologized. Last I heard, she's still barely speaking to me. Still tells people I'm vindictive and cold. I'm okay with that, because here's what I learned. Boundaries aren't cruelty, they're necessary. You can love your family and still protect yourself. You can be kind without being a doormat. And sometimes the people who call you toxic are the ones who benefited from your silence. 6 months after Christmas, my parents are still living in the house, paying rent, on time, every month. Our relationship isn't warm, but it's honest. I don't go to every family event anymore. I pick and choose. And when I do show up, I'm treated with basic respect. That's enough. I don't need their approval. I don't need to be the golden child. I just need to be seen. And if they can't see me, I'm fine walking away. The people who mattered came around. The ones who didn't, I let them go. And I've never felt more at peace. So here's my question for you. Have you ever had to set a hard boundary with family? What happened? Was it worth it? Drop your story in the comments. I read every single one. If this story resonated with you, hit that subscribe button. I post new stories every week. Real people, real boundaries, real outcomes. And one last thing. This is a fictionalized dramatization for entertainment purposes. Not legal or financial advice. If you're dealing with property or family issues, talk to a lawyer or financial advisor in your area. Every situation is different. But if there's one thing I hope you take away, it's this. You don't have to set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm, even if they're family, especially if they're family. Thanks for watching. And Merry Christmas, even if you have to celebrate it in your own house, on your own terms. That's not loneliness, that's freedom.